All right, everybody, welcome out to the Lager Room Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, October the 28th, 2025. Jersey Johnny coming at you. And with me, as always, is none other than, what the hell is that? Guys, are you seeing this? Because I have no idea what the hell this is. Is that Dave? Is that you? What the hell is that? I don't know what's going on here. All right. What the hell? Crap. What is that? What was that? I don't know. Was that Dave? I don't know whether it was Dave or not. Dave, are you there? Dave, are you there? Nope, he's gone again. Nope. Is he back? Dave? There you are.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. What was that?
I've never seen anything like that.
I've never seen anything like that either. That wasn't you?
I think we've got... What the hell is going on with this thing?
What is that? Please tell me that's like a fan and not like a... What I think it might be.
I'm not a fan.
Was that flapping on your desk on something? What the hell was that?
Yeah. Should probably get rid of those.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You know what it was?
What was it?
StreamYard probably picked up a weird feed from like another blog, another podcast or something.
Well, that would be weird because we use Restream.
Oh, whatever it is. Well, that's why we probably should not use Restream because.
You know what? Now you make sense. There you go. Now you make sense.
I think that's what because that was
just something else from Restream. That was definitely weird. That wasn't anything on your end.
How could that be my end? You're the show host.
Because I pulled your feed in and that's what I got.
No, I've been sitting here the whole time.
Very weird. Very weird. Oh well.
Okay. Well, whatever.
How are you on this fine evening?
A little freaked out now.
Yeah, I'm a little weirded out too, especially since it's the 28th of October and 3 days from now is what's that? All Hallows Eve or something like that?
Yeah, Halloween and all that rat. Maybe that's what was going on. Maybe someone was doing like a Halloween feed and that got picked up. They were doing some sort of Halloween thing.
Something, you know what? It must be Restream. It must have been Restream because look at our names on the video.
Yeah, it's all creepy and you're all grainy as shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm blaming it on. I'm definitely blaming it on it being Halloween and Restream doing that.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Anyway, I'm thirsty.
I'm thirsty. I think I told you I'm like kind of sick, so I'm gonna be like doing some low alcohol or not zero.
Well, I say we get the guest on right now. Get our welcome guest on. And start drinking, and we'll take it from there. How's that sound?
Okay, how will we do that?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, as always, none other than one of our besties here on the show, Mr. Al Gattullo. How are you, sir?
What is that? What the? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Sorry. It's just
that. Freak out. No, that was not another thing that happened there. No, that's just Al.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
A little fucking jumpy tonight. Huh?
Did you see that, Al? What was that?
I don't know what that was. I was a little, it's a little odd. It's a little odd.
Yeah,
and the buzzing, I don't even want to make a comment.
Maybe it has something to do. Yeah, exactly. I stayed away from that one.
Well,
what you do in the privacy of your own home is none of my business.
It's all up to you.
That's
all
right.
It's all your.
You do what you have to do.
You do you.
That's right.
So,
well, that's really the point of it, isn't it?
Maybe it's just psychosis playing with our minds because we were all up until like 4 o'clock in the morning watching.
I was not. I was sleeping. I woke up.
You slept during some of it and then woke up for the end of it.
Yes, I woke up at the very moment that Freddie Freeman hit the home run, which was great.
What's amazing is you watched the beginning of it, went to sleep for the night,
right,
and woke up and it was still on.
Right.
Right.
That's impressive.
I mean, think about that. That game started at 5 o'clock Pacific time.
Yep.
It was almost midnight before that game ended. That's a long,
it's a 7-hour game.
And impressed by the LA Dodger crowd that they didn't leave. Some left, but not everybody. I mean, it was shades of the oh God, why am I mangling his name at the moment? The home run in '88. Why am I screwing
Kirk Gibson?
When you see the brake lights of the cars as it hits the home run, the drivers are stopping because they can't believe they're hearing the call from Scully on the radio that they shouldn't have left, and are now trying to get back in. That's hilarious. But last night it looked like most of them stayed at the game and watched that thrilling ending. I mean, that was tremendous.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't care how early I would have had to get up for work. If I scored a World Series ticket and that game was happening, I'm staying.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. I mean, don't forget that was the last night was the what was it? The night 39 years ago that the Mets won.
Yep.
Because today was the ticker tape parade 39 years ago.
39 years ago. Yeah. It was
and I remember I was at that game at Game 7, and it took me, by the time we left after storming the field and all the other nonsense and whatever, by the time we got on the 7 train to go home, it was probably 2:30 in the morning. So
sure.
I think by the time I got home to Staten Island, it was maybe 4:30, 4:45, and then back up 2 hours later to hit the ferry again and take in the parade. So pretty wild.
Insane. I was
that experience for anything.
I did not watch, and I think you know the story. I did not watch Game 7. I listened to it on the radio because I was at the Giants Redskins Monday Night Football game.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. But fun. Memories.
Yes.
Remember back when the Mets were good?
I remember when
big memories.
Remember when this was a beer podcast?
Oh, that's right.
Speaking of which, and we'll keep
it
sports themed. I am drinking a Dogfish Head Engine 19 IPA.
Happy 91 Enigma.
Yeah, this is
happy.
This is a collaboration between Dogfish Head and Garnett Hathaway, one of the Flyers, who's they're playing tonight, playing the Penguins actually. Proceeds of this beer, which is only available in where is it, in Philadelphia and Delaware, go to first responders.
Okay,
which is very interesting because what is it tonight? What is it today?
Today
First
is
Responders Day.
Today is National First Responders Day. Happy National First Responders Day to all who celebrate.
So Al is on point.
On point, and also this was the glass that I got last week when I was at Swift Hibernian Lounge with Dogfish Head. They're both celebrating 30 years. Both one is a bar, one is a brewery, and got to hang out with Sam Calagione.
Sam is a bar,
but got to hang with Sam, and I have to tell you, what an event! A 75-minute on cask that was outstanding.
75-minute on cask.
Yes,
that's nice. How old was that?
120-minute. Oh, it was just smooth and just I could have drank 10 of them. They were so good. A 120-minute on a Randall of the hops that they used to make the beer.
Oh, wow.
That was off the charts.
Nice.
I mean, it was just insane. I had a couple of 30 minutes. They had some canned cocktails there, food, everything. It was a lot of fun.
I have a feeling like.
Hold on. So you had 4 hours and 15 minutes worth of beer.
You just broke a rule.
I just mathed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you interrupted me to math to break the rule. We're gonna ban you from the fucking show.
I'm sorry
Jesus
about that.
Christ.
Well, it's a whole thing, you know.
But I got a question for Al because you go to a lot of DFH events here.
Yes.
Are you angling for that when you retire from radio to become like work for them?
No.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Drink with them.
No, listen, I tell you, I have a lot of relationships within the beer community. Sam has been one of those guys who has just been a really, really genuine, nice guy. I've always treated Dogfish with a lot of respect. They do a lot of great things with beer and how they give back and what they do for the community and stuff. And they've been fantastic to me. So it's when I can get to some of these things. Like this was something that Sam had personally invited me to before they had even advertised it and said, look, I want you to come and drink with me. And I said, absolutely, I will be there. And it's funny. They were raffling off prizes. If you bought a Dogfish Head beer, you got a raffle ticket, and they had a bike, they had lamps, they had all kinds of different things that they were giving away. And a woman won these 4 hand-painted pictures that were painted by Sam and his wife, Mariah.
Oh, cool.
She was one of the first people in 1996 or 1995 to have a dogfish beer at Swift Hibernian Lounge.
That's
And
cool.
she was there that night. She
That's
won one of the first
appropriate.
prizes. That was really cool.
That is cool.
That is
Really cool. Yeah. So,
That's
but they're good people. I mean, mind the fact that I have a tattoo of them on my arm, and I mean,
it's over on that side.
Let's see if I can. Yeah,
Over
there
there.
you go.
You
I'm going to angle the camera down.
There you go.
There you go. So there you go. But Sam,
you got that going on. I got my neon back there on the top of my bar.
You're backwards too. You're backwards too, by the way.
I am backwards, aren't I? I just realized that. Just occurred to me. How's that better? Now you can actually see what I look like.
Where was that guy at the beginning of the show? No.
I don't know. Is the camera better now? No, it's still grainy.
No, it's still grainy as hell.
So, what are you drinking there, Samurai?
I ain't drinking Tiddly. I mean Tiddly.
Oh,
Tiddly.
Tiddly.
I'm drinking Tiddly from Fox Farm.
You're drinking Tiddly.
Nice.
Fox Farm Tiddly. Very nice.
Yeah.
That is an English dark mild.
Yep.
I think I might have one of those.
It says nitro. I did not do the hard pour to get it to do its thing, but
The nitrogenate.
So this is a 3.9, so that's nice.
Very nice.
Keep it low tonight because, as I mentioned, I'm a little under the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to hear that.
Probably only going to have a couple on the show tonight. Sipping at that.
Yes.
I don't know. I've got a third. John knows I got a third one lined up just in case.
You got a third one lined up. Yes, the third one is good. I have a third one. My third one's decent, but I'm going to crush through these because I'm super thirsty. But I'm drinking, starting out with, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, House Fest beer from Grist House. Very tasty little fest beer there.
Nice blue and white Oktoberfest flag label going on.
A lot of the fest beers have been very good this year. I don't know what it is. I seem to be gravitating to them a little bit more.
Very lighter and easier to drink than Märzen's. So
yeah,
and you don't get as because Märzen will give you a palate fatigue after like three of them.
After a few of them, yeah. So
yeah,
best beer, very little palate fatigue, and just keep
this
going.
Is true.
Well, everybody's doing the Egger hop thing now. So there's every brewery in the world is popping out a new beer with Egger hop. Interesting story behind that hop too. I found out from the folks at Twin Elephant that they get they know somebody who actually grows the hop down in New Zealand.
Okay.
They have an in with somebody, and I think it's investors that have invested in the crop. And so they get first pick when it comes to America from these particular people. I don't know what other breweries. And for those that don't know, the Egger hop is basically the hop that you get in Treehouse and Troon beer. So that's usually what they use for their beers. So that's what you're getting. So these other breweries are getting this hop, and they're spreading it out to other people, which I think is great. Let everybody take a crack at it and see what they can come up with. I mean,
that's awesome.
Autodidact is doing one. They did a collab with Twin Elephant. I think Twin Elephant is doing a reciprocal collab. The collab that Twin Elephant did with their Egger hop with the Test Brewing is off the chain. The Century, out of sight. I think it was sold out in less than a day and a half. I mean, just an amazing, amazing beer. If you're into that, 8%, big, juicy,
sure,
hot type.
Used to be,
yeah.
I still enjoy it, but I can't have 12 of them.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't drink 3 or 4 of them, in a sitting. But to have 1 or 2 while you're, whatever. I mean, Bakes did one, which Paragon actually just got on tap. Now they're carrying Bakes on the regular, which is
so I saw that was on. That was nice.
That kind of shocked me a little bit. I didn't think they would come up this far north, but apparently, this is a funny story how it happened. The guys from Bakes pulled up. They went in. They met with Mike, the GM. They started talking. Mike said, "Yeah, I'll take a keg, or an order or whatever." They walked out to the car. They came back in with the keg with the Egger hop. There you go. Like, ta-da! I'm like, well, you must have been confident you're going to make that sale. So that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Maybe somebody clued him in. Hey, you know what? If you got good beer going on, they got good ratings. I mean, everything else.
Hey, look, those guys from the jump knocked it out of the park.
Yeah,
and just steadily. I mean,
we were at opening weekend.
Right. Of all the breweries that have opened in New Jersey over the last, I would say, year and a half, 2 years, they and maybe Skinny Flowers might be the only two really that they opened and boom, Everything was on point.
Palette as well.
Yes.
Yep.
Palette as well.
Palette was another one who.
But they weren't doing a hazy. They had like
No.
some variations of different things, but not a big, whatever. Bakes was putting out a big juicy hazy right at the start. So did Skinny Flowers. They did a couple of different things. Palette, I think I like Palette's approach, and it works for them because they did a lot of, I don't want to say basic beers, but common beers that people would drink. Well, and all of them were really, really good.
Well, I mean, Eric.
I don't know that a Zwickle's that common.
No, Zwickle's not that common. It's getting made more and more. You see it actually. You see good Kellers here and there.
They're hitting more of the they hit more of the classic style.
Well, here's the thing, Eric, and
that's a better way to put it. Classic.
Yeah, commons. Because the owner IPA is the common style in this country.
Yeah. Eric, the owner of Palette, he and he'll be on the show on December 2nd.
Nice. I met him at the Brewers Guild conference. That was a couple of weeks ago.
County, yeah.
Very interesting conference, to say the least.
Yeah,
sure it was.
With the ABC.
Yeah.
So, if you'd like to ask, I'm happy to.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. I was going to say he brewed at Night Shift.
Yes.
And
that's what I heard.
Think about what Night Shift brews, right? They brew great hazies, they brew good IPAs, and they brew beer, and they brew true to style other types. So it's not a stretch to see where he's going with what he's doing based on where he came from, right?
It's also that New York Times guest columnist decided to actually do a little research before he wrote his column a few weeks back, which I talked with Chris O'Leary from Brew York a couple weeks ago. He lamented the fact that IPAs need to go away and lagers need to be made more. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Have you been going to breweries the last 5 years? Because lagers have really taken the lead now, since a lot of brewers had a lot of time during the pandemic to actually make lagers because they had time to put beer in the tank and let it sit because they couldn't open their doors. So I think the author there missed the boat on a bunch of things. He was sort of spot on one or two things, but a lot of that piece was kind of junk.
You're right. It was.
It's not just the brewers doing this. You're getting like people who have been in the craft beer world for a while who are getting palate fatigue on the IPAs,
right?
And starting to get the tastes are changing,
right?
Yep. Correct. Yeah, and the the overall premise of the article wasn't wrong what he was saying, but it had already been happening.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the label thing. The labels have always
thing, they've always been hooky.
That's part of the charm of it.
Hey, you know what? If he wrote, maybe he wrote that article 6 years ago.
It could be.
It would have been accurate then.
But I understand that people's tastes are different now, and also from an economic standpoint. Hey, if I buy this can because of the bright shiny thing on the front of it, it better be good. I don't want to waste $20 on a 4-pack of beer that I'm going to drink one and I'm going to dump the rest, the other 3. So from that perspective, I understand that. But most craft beer drinkers are knowledgeable enough to know the brewery when they go in and say, "Oh, that's this. Okay, that's yacht juice. I know what that is. Or that's whatever." And a cookie crazy, right?
Immediately,
immediately,
exactly.
It's immediately.
It's not flashy.
It's Tidley from Fox Farm.
Right. Exactly.
You can look on the shelf. There's so many like foam style with that die cut sticker that they put on a plain can. That's
right.
That's just look on the shelf. And if you've been in the craft beer world for a little bit, you just have to look on the shelf and you know exactly what you're looking at.
Exactly. Speaking of foam, they'll be we had to move. They were supposed to be tonight. We had to move them to next week. There was little bit of a conflict, but they're going to be on
a glass for my next beer.
There you go. They're going to be out 6 o'clock, half hour early next Tuesday.
And an election night.
On election night, yeah. So
interesting. I'm actually. I don't know if I told you guys this story. So I when I met Danny, one of the owners, she was at Paragon. They were doing a thing this summer, and we were talking. Their 10th anniversary is next year, and they opened on our birthday, John and I, in 2016, which is also the same year that I started my cancer treatment that October. So Danny was like, "You need to come up for the party next year. We need to throw you something." So I'm planning a trip for that weekend. However, whatever day the anniversary party falls on, and I'm gonna go and we're gonna party it up. So
Yeah.
Something to look forward to. Which
Well, I was standing there when she was saying it to you, and I'm like, hey,
yes, that's right. I forgot.
I'm gonna go and make sure Al has a good time.
Yeah,
you're not cool enough to be invited, John.
Well, everybody's invited. The more the merrier. Just pay your own way.
Right, exactly. Well, we'll see what Danny says on the show next week. So
that's all.
Anyway.
Al who?
Al who? Yeah.
Al who?
That fat slob who was, drinking all the beer? No.
That was a good night, though. That was a good night.
It was fun. It was a good night.
Yeah.
They brought some great stuff. I still have a couple cans that a friend of mine brought back. I still have a disco lemonade and something else in the fridge from.
The disco lemonade was good.
That was surprisingly good. I was shocked.
That one.
It's a kettle sour.
It's a kettle sour.
It's a kettle sour. Just very smooth, approachable. A perfect entry beer if you want to get somebody into sours. It really it was nice. Perfect for certainly a summertime beer. I mean, you can certainly drink it in the fall or winter, but it was definitely a summertime crusher.
Sure. But yeah, that was fantastic. But yeah, I've got a few lined up. I'll have them next week on the show, as Dave will too. So that'll be good. But
lined up.
But yeah, so now we so I had, like I said, we were going to reach out to you for next week's show. But let's just flip-flop them. So here we are. And the main thing, other than, Halloween and what we've been talking about so far for however long, it doesn't even give me a counter on this now. Oh, there it is right there. Moved. It's different on this screen because I'm using my laptop here because of technical difficulties with a computer that shall remain nameless.
Nectarine.
Nectarine, there you go. But the biggest reason is what Al you were referring to before was the Brewers Conference up in Bergen County, Hackensack, the first annual New Jersey Craft Brewers Conference. So, as you alluded to before, it was an interesting.
Yes, so it was held over 2 days. I didn't go the first day. I was supposed to go the first day because the ABC was supposed to be there on day one. They switched to day two. So I said, all right, good. Day two, I'll go. But they started at 10 o'clock in the morning. I got out of work at 10. So I had to race to get up there. And I got there about 10:45. But they went over their time. They were supposed to be an hour. It easily went about an hour and a half. And Scott Wells had said, next time around, they're just going to slot them out for the entire morning because so many people had questions that they wanted answered that they really, some were not able to get to. And I have to tell you, these are two people at the ABC who the Brewers like to work with because they somewhat understand what's going on. But I have to tell you, they were very clueless about a lot of stuff. I mean, it's appalling to me when the Brewers submitted questions weeks ahead of time as to what they wanted to ask the people at the ABC. And some of it was spur of the moment, I have this or whatever. But a lot of it was already set up in advance because they had screens and slides and all kinds of stuff, et cetera, et cetera. And Bree Devlin, the executive director, did a tremendous job of putting this all together and getting the brewers there and the vendors. Everything was wonderful.
Right.
But one of the big questions was charity beers. Like, how can I make a charity beer and give a portion of the proceeds to charity? This is something that's been going on now for not a year or two. It's been going on for 5 years. Right. Because as you guys remember, Jason from Icarus made that beer, signed the bill, Phil, and there was a big issue over it. Because on the website, I think it had where the proceeds were going, but on the can, it didn't have it. The ABC had a problem with it. And our dear Governor Murphy had a problem with it because it was poking fun at him. And so instead of taking it good-naturedly, he got angry and told the ABC basically, you need to drop the hammer on everybody with charity beers. And yet the ABC, when asked about this stuff a few weeks ago, did not have an answer. They were clueless, not sure. Well, you can do this if you want to donate the proceeds for the night. But it's how are you not prepared for that question? When every single brewery probably wants to make a beer for charity to help their local, community thing or whatever it is, or people have come to them and said, could you make a beer for me for charity? And most of them have to say, no, I can't do it because of this restriction or that restriction. The ABC was not even prepared to answer that question. And to me, that's just, and then there was another question asked later on. I forgot what it was. I think it was something that Chuck Aaron had asked, and the woman's response was, "If I still have a job in January, I'll get back to you." Okay, that's not the response that you want to hear, because for those that don't know, obviously the commissioner of the ABC serves at the pleasure of the governor, and so do the employees. So obviously we're going to have a new governor next week, regardless of what side of the fence you're on. And so those jobs may be in jeopardy. Mikey Sherrill or Jack Chittarelli, whoever wins, may decide, I don't like any of those people in the ABC. They're all going. Get them out, put new people in. Yeah,
Well,
and so
if they're clueless.
Well, I'm just saying, how do you answer a question like that? To me, that was just wrong.
That's just absolutely wrong. That's just
and Mike Jones.
This is all about me, not about your question.
Exactly. And Mike Jones had the question or questions of the day, because he said, I'm going to rattle off 5 questions and then I'm going to hang up and listen. First time, long time, and he rattled 5 quick things off and then just, all right, I'm done. I'm not going to say another word. So he got the room a little excited with a little laughter. But it's just amazing to me that an hour and a half and these people did not have responses to a number of different things that these brewers wanted to hear. And I have to get back to you and this and that. They should have been more prepared. And they were, according to Bree and Scott, they had questions ahead of time. So why hadn't you done the research to do the answers? And a lot of the rules that they want to do now are just ridiculous. I mean, it's basically a cash grab. They want the brewers to pay more money for all kinds of silly things that they don't need to be paying more money for.
Of course.
And I think what's going to end up happening is, I think you're going to see, before the end of the year or maybe into the beginning of next, I could easily see 3 or 4 breweries saying, I'm out. And I'm just not dealing with this.
I could see more than that.
You think it was a matter of them having that sense that they're lame duck? That why bother?
Yeah, but here's the thing. But here's the thing. These are businesses that are continuing to run. Whether you have a job or not in January, that's irrelevant. These people are still open. You have to do your due diligence to respond to them, no matter what. It doesn't matter.
You're still working right now.
Still working.
So answer the question now.
Right. And by the way, this government in New Jersey is not shut down. It's working. No. So if you screw up, they're coming after you.
But we know what they should be doing. But you think there was that sense of lame duck? So
I don't know, because I think that these 2 women really care about their jobs. They were, passionate enough, but it just, I don't think they were giving up. I just think they were trying not to put themselves in a corner where they could be like, well, you said, this, and now you're telling me this, because that's another thing. I mean, the ABC is so scattered. There was a brewery, and I'm not going to mention the name, but there was a brewery that wanted to do an event, put in the proper paperwork, and then after they put in the proper paperwork, the date apparently changed to the following week. There was some screw up or something. They had to change it. So the brewery resubmitted the same thing, just changed the date, called them ahead of time, said, look, it's not happening on this date. It's happening the following week. It was rejected. Now, it's the same event. Nothing has changed. They didn't add anything. They didn't take anything away. All they changed was the date. The ABC said no. So again, what are you guys doing? The same ABC who gave a liquor license.
Dartboard policy.
Yeah. The same ABC who gave a liquor license, not to a brewery, a liquor license to a restaurant owner. A restaurant owner's wife. This guy and his 2 associates didn't really own the restaurant, but they ran it. Why did they not own the restaurant? Because they were all registered sex offenders. So the wife of the one guy gets the alcohol license, the liquor license. They open the restaurant in Keyport or Keensburg or whatever it was, run the business. The guy starts having underage parties at the place. He's a registered sex offender. What do you think happened? He was arrested. Now, it would have taken the ABC 10 seconds on a Google search to find out that this woman is married to this guy who happens to be a registered sex offender who just got out of jail. And oh, by the way, 2 other people who are associated with the business also got out of jail and are also registered sex offenders. You would think, maybe not a good idea to give the wife a liquor license. So I think the whole ABC is corrupt in and of itself, because they just are overwhelmed and they don't know what they're doing.
It's a government body, of course.
Yeah, but yet for breweries, they want to crawl up every single person's ass with a microscope.
Mm-hmm.
And
well,
people,
I think we all know that that's the restaurant lobby. Plain and
of course
simple.
it is.
Here's
The restaurant lobby is Anheuser-Busch.
No. I mean the restaurant lobby. I'm talking about. I'm not even at Anheuser-Busch. I'm talking about
there's
the owners
there's a big connection.
I understand that, but I'm also talking about the owners of restaurants and bars in and around the state are putting undue pressure on the ABC and the government to suppress the breweries because they don't want to see them succeed. But more than that, I think it is going to take a governor, and I don't know if it's going to happen with one of the two that gets in here next week, or if it's another governor. It's going to take somebody, and I think Phil Murphy tried to do this, but he didn't have enough chutzpah to do it, and basically the legislature told him, "You're not getting everything that you want here." However,
he wanted too much at once.
But I think he was on the right track here. You need a governor that has a sack that says, "Look, this is what we're doing," and he needs to get the legislature involved in it because they have to pass the law. But you have to go in and say, "Here's what we're doing: no more liquor licenses. The playing field is now leveled. You get a tax credit for X amount of years, depending on how long you've owned the business. If you've owned the business 50 years, you get a 50-year tax credit. If you've owned it 2 years, you get a 2-year tax credit. And you make it amenable to whatever the person paid that, those 2 years or the 50-year, whatever it is. It's a tax credit for however long. And there's no ands, ifs, or buts, but it's going to take the legislature to do that. The governor's not going to be able to just go in with a one swoop and say, that's it, we're going to do this, because he's not going to be able to do it by executive order. He's going to need the legislature to do it. And if one of these two get in, that should be one of the things on the agenda for next year. If you want to level the playing field, if you want to make it equal for everybody, that's how you do it.
100%. 100%. And that's the only way it's going to actually get to where it needs to get to. Because we can go back and forth with ticky-tack here and there, back and forth. No, we want this. Okay, we'll give you this. No, we really need this. All right, well, we'll give you this, but not that. Okay, and back, and then that's just year after year after year after year, back and forth. It's a tennis match.
What's bothersome to me, and I think somebody needs to do this, and heck, I would do it if they would be willing. You need to take a couple of people from the legislature, couple guys from the assembly, couple people from the Senate, take them into Pennsylvania and New York. See how those businesses operate, the breweries, how they operate. Oh, they have cider. Oh, they have wine. Oh, because they have this, and this. And this is what you need to do to change the law in New Jersey. It's a simple thing. The laws that are on the books now in Jersey are over 100 years old. It's time to come to the 21st century. That's all. It's pretty simple. And again, most breweries don't want a kitchen. They don't want to run a restaurant. But I think a gentleman whose first name starts with the letter A said this once. He said, all I want to be able to do is to put hot dogs on a roller like in 7-Eleven and have them warm up. And then you have one while you're drinking a beer. What's the big deal about that? Right?
No, I agree with the man whose first name starts with the letter A.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but with those guys from the legislature you're talking about, you've got to do more than that. You've got to then let the state of Pennsylvania show them the tax revenue.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
So that 100%. They know that there's a positive for the state and the taxpayer. The state is
New York would be the perfect example. What are there? 500, almost 500 breweries in New York.
Yep.
But if you took them to 3 of them in New York City, you don't even have to go into New York State. Just take them to 3 of them in New York City, and see what they do, and just see how they operate. I would take. You know what I would do? I would take them right over to where Wild East, Strong Rope, Finback,
that
right there.
Block.
Just 3 blocks. Gowanus and Red Hook.
3 blocks. Show them each brewery. Wild East doesn't have food, but they have food trucks. But they have a beautiful setting in a bar. You go to Strong Rope. They have a whole bunch of different things, but no food there. Chips and a couple of things. Walk down the street to Finback. Finback's got a full menu, full cocktails, this, that, whatever. You show them those 3 things, 3 different types, and you go. You could set up 3 different licenses if you want. You want to get money because you want people paying out for every little thing. You could do that. Create 3 licenses for breweries. 1 for food, 1 for just snacks or cider and wine or whatever, and 1 just to be a brewery.
Just the regular one that they have is what it is. If you want,
right.
If you want
you
another
upgrade
level,
it to this one, right?
And then that's a C, Class C license. Class B is and then Class A is
that's
food, yada yada yada, food and look, I'd be absolutely fine with all that other stuff that, like you said, the ciders, the wines, the cocktails, and everything else, make it just Jersey based. Like I don't need to go.
New York.
as a
I
brewery,
propose that.
just Jersey based.
I
There's plenty
propose
of
that.
Absolutely.
You have Jersey Fresh, right?
Mhm.
That's on the books right now, the whole Jersey Fresh thing. You turn it like you did in New York. In New York, you use 30%, or no, I think it's 40 or 50% or something like that of the ingredients.
I think it's 50, I think, yeah.
I think it's 50. You use 50% of ingredients from New York. You can call yourself a farm brewery. You can sell any New York spirit that you want. Now, in New Jersey, maybe you have to lower the threshold. Maybe it's 30%. Maybe the crop doesn't support it in the wintertime. Maybe you have to grandfather something in that, whatever. It's as long as you're using 30%.
There's got to be
at
a
some
certain
point
amount of
during the year, then you can count yourself as a farm brewery. I think that would be a game changer for a lot of breweries because how many times? Who is it? The other day, Departed Souls, Brian Kobacki had to throw people out because they wanted to buy cans of beer and open them in the brewery, which they were not allowed to do. And then apparently they were smuggling in alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, if you have the ability to sell ciders and wine and spirits from New Jersey, game changer. Now you come in with a group of friends. Timmy and Bob drink beer. Sally and Jill, they like wine. Okay, well, we got the best of both worlds here. And they've been to Larita Winery a million times, or whatever winery that you get, and you're supporting Jersey beer. And guess what? Everybody makes money.
Everybody makes money.
Yep.
Cidery's making money. The winery, the vineyard's making money. The distillery's making money.
The state of New Jersey makes money.
Right. And I contend for the restaurant people that listen or whatever and say that, no, that's nonsense. It can't happen, blah, blah, blah. Listen, the reason why people aren't coming to your restaurant is not because of the booze that you have behind the bar. Maybe your food stinks. Maybe you don't have a good enough menu. Maybe you're an Applebee's and nobody wants, or you
haven't upgraded your decor in 55 years.
Right. I mean, listen, there's some charm to that, but I'm just saying that, and for those bars that think,
are still there.
But what I'm saying is, for those bars in New Jersey that say they can't sustain themselves with Jersey craft beer or craft beer in general, that's nonsense. Look at Cloverleaf, look at Paragon Tap and Table, look at Tap House 15. They all do a great job of curating beers and putting out great food, and they're fine. They're doing just fine, and they make money. Sure, is it a little less now because of the economy and the environment? Absolutely, but they're still successful. They're still doing very well. I mean, a shame Vagabond today announced they're closing, which is a shock in Atlantic City. Windcraft, the Windcraft, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. And that's a shame because that was a great little spot right around the corner from the convention center that had great food and great craft beer. And another one that's that's losing out. But Tennessee Avenue Beer Hall, another great place in Atlantic City, it does a fantastic job with craft beer, and their food is good.
And the aforementioned Vagabond, they do
exactly. So you can make money. It's a question of how much money do you want to make. Yeah. That's it. I mean, if your food is good and your beer is on point and your drinks are on point, people are coming in.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
Doesn't matter what it is. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So, and even with the changing times of younger drinkers that are not necessarily drinking anymore, maybe they're not drinking beer. And I noticed Paragon is doing more THC seltzers and stuff, in their place where they're selling them. Maybe that is a little bit of the future of the craft beer business or how things are going to roll out. I don't know. I haven't asked Mike, how sales are with those cans and stuff. But if that's what it takes to get people in, then that's what you have to do. I'm talking from the restaurant standpoint.
From the restaurant standpoint, the brewers, the brewers can't do it. Yeah, the brewers can't. And on a retail side, I will tell you that a good amount of data has shown that the overwhelming amount of purchasers of THC seltzers in retail
21 to 29
are soccer moms.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, very interesting. And James Harris.
And James Harris. Well, James Harris is a soccer mom. I mean, let's
he also has a medical reason why he's doing that. I can understand that.
But in any event, in fact, the last time I was at Paragon was with James after he left you, Al, while you went to the Clark.
Right. Yeah.
Oktoberfest.
Well, he took too much time at Twin Elephant. We were done. We ran to Wet Ticket. We had a beer, and then we skedaddled over. I drank 5 Peronis at the feast. I was like, oh my god.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
You
Peroni.
took 5 Peronis
I
in
had
Oktoberfest?
I had a couple
5 Peronis, a bag of Zeppelis, which I devoured. I don't know how.
Okay, so no, John said it was an. I thought you said it was Clark Oktoberfest. I heard.
No,
no, it was Clark.
Ticket was having.
Clark. What Ticket was having the Oktoberfest, and then he
Right.
went to Clark for the festival.
For the Unico Festival, the Italian
Unico,
festival they do at Columbus Day weekend.
I actually had a couple
That makes more
Peronis.
sense now.
Yeah, 5 Peronis, a bag of Zeppelis, a beef skewer, and then I brought my wife home custard cups.
Nice.
There you go.
So
I had a couple Peronis on Arthur Avenue a couple weeks ago. Well, Jess and I were over in
at the Bronx Botanical Garden.
We went to Botanical Gardens, and then we went over to Arthur Avenue after that for dinner and some other food. And you go to those amazing restaurants on Arthur Avenue.
Oh.
Not a lot of craft beer there. So, Peroni's what you need to do. Yeah. Well, she had wine. I had Peroni.
Nor will there be.
Right.
And I'm okay.
Well, there's
with
the
that.
Bronx Beer Hall there on Arthur Avenue there. So we had a couple of. I had actually had a half acre and
A half
something
acre
else.
of what?
I had a half acre of Jalowettes, apparently.
Yalovets. That's the Pivo.
Yeah.
That is.
So that's Matt Patensky gave me this can from his.
He was just up there. He brought it up there
journey?
from his first trip up to Schilling. That's a fantastic place.
Yeah, he.
Have you been out?
I have not.
All right, look. All right, right now, I'm telling you this right now. When we go up, and I'm saying this because we're doing it. When we go up to Foam next April, it's an hour and 40-minute ride. We're going over to Schilling.
All right. Tell my wife. That's all. Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, if she doesn't want to go, her and Jessica go do something else, and you and I can take the ride over. So.
That's whatever. I mean, it's fine with me. But he when I was at Twin Elephant for their Muskrug Fest, they had a what was it? A smoked Hellas and something else at Pivo, and he wanted me to pick, so I picked up a couple of 4-packs for him. So
nice, very nice.
Traded off
very
a
nice.
couple cans.
Got it. Cheers. And word on the street is that Twin Elephant is going to be doing another a redo, not a redo, just another release of a collab that they've done already. So,
I'm a happy boy.
It's getting brewed again.
Oh, I'm a happy boy because I have no cans left, so I need more. Oh my god, that beer was so.
Would
that be a Pater's beer?
That would be a Pater's beer.
I've heard of that beer.
So good, so good. That's honest to God, I could drink 8 of those. It's just
so good.
One right after the other, right after the other. It's just
I'm so
beer.
pissed. I'm so pissed we did not can Monkfish. It was only draft. It was draft only.
Was it?
Yeah, we filled crowlers, but it was only draft.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right. Oh wow.
Yeah, it was only draft. That pissed me off. I mean, it wouldn't be viable now. I mean, yeah, you could still probably drink it. It's a year over now, but it was
as long as it's kept, at the temperature, it should be fine.
Keep it at temperature, you're fine. Yeah, but it's a Belgian, it's fine. But the Twin Elephant version it's the same recipe with Rabbit Hill malt, so New Jersey malt, and it's dry hopped. Those are the only differences.
Nice.
So that's it.
Nice. I like that.
But yeah, so I was talking to Chuck Aaron last week too about some of the stuff that because he went day 2 too. He didn't go day 1. He went day 2.
Right. I interviewed him for the show based off of what the ABC responded with. So, and he was great. I mean, I listen. I feel for guys like Chuck and other breweries that are having a tough go of it. That either they can't get people in. They can't sell cans. I mean, Chuck does a really good job on the weekends. He gets people to his place, and he does a phenomenal job in Mount Olive. But there are a lot of other places. It's a couple of things. I think one, it's your beer.
Yep. It starts with the liquid, 100%.
Mediocre beer is not going to cut it anymore in New Jersey. If you're operating a brewery in New Jersey, and I get it, the margins are high, it's expensive here. I totally understand all of it. But if you're paying overhead and rent, you don't own your building, and you have all these other things, your liquid better be solid. The other part of it, I think that people miss, is marketing. The marketing part of it is very important, and a lot of breweries poo-poo it, or they just don't really take an active role in it enough.
They just phone it in.
Yeah, and it's a shame because it literally requires about 30 to 45 minutes of your day, maybe an hour of your day. Set up posts, you know, you can preset stuff on Facebook if you want. Not so much on Instagram. You can do that on X as well. Where all you have to do is just, set it up, put a time, blah, 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 boom, and it goes out. Now, the key is to getting people to react to your posts. So maybe it's like what Twin Elephant does, or like what Troon does, where they're setting these beer, or Autodidact is another one, is a perfect example, where they're setting beers in these picturesque settings and putting them out there. That's the key. You've got to attract people. Eyes, the visual part of it is so important. So I think that a lot of breweries miss the boat on the marketing thing. Some people hire a marketing person, and that helps. And if they know what they're doing, great, you're going to get a lot of success. But honestly, if you don't have the budget for that, it really is not that hard to do.
It's not. It really isn't. Not. You can teach yourself with a couple of online videos. Honestly,
I mean, Chuck. I'll use Chuck as an example from Jersey Girl. He does these great little videos where he's talking about, hey, you need a beer, and he's got the beer in his hand, and he's doing this. It's a 45-second video.
Yep.
I mean, it's really not that hard. I think if more of them do that, you will have business. Of course, if you're going to make a wine-infused IPA and post it on Instagram, probably not a good idea.
Probably not a good idea.
I don't see many people. Dave, I see that look on your face. I'm sorry.
It's just,
I know.
Trying to hold the puke down.
No, I apologize. I'm not feeling well. Sorry.
Yeah.
Awful idea.
Look. And speaking of New Haven, those that know what Al's referring to will get the joke that I just said. Just leave it at that. But in any event,
this is never mind.
Really quick. Catch up on a couple of things. This was my second. I finished it already. Stormbreaker Brewing.
Nice.
All right, in Portland, Oregon, right there. It was an English style pale ale. So an ESB extra Stormbreaker was the name of that. But I finished that already, so I'm on to my third, which is for Halloween, in honor of Halloween. Founders, Headless Gourdsman. Back up a little bit here. All right, it's a 13%, and this is a nod, and I'll say it in
barrel
a
aged,
13.1% barrel aged Imperial Pumpkin Ale with maple. So barrel aged Imperial Pumpkin with maple.
That's a Jeremy Kosmicki beer if I ever saw one.
Right, 100%.
And
a nod to the ABV of the 3 or 4 or maybe 5, depending on the night, beers. Level of ABV that I'll be having the next time Al is on this podcast.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
Oh yeah, that one.
No,
I don't.
which will be Tuesday, December 30th.
Okay, I got it locked in.
Yep. So and maybe Dave will not pass out on this show.
I didn't not really.
Well, you didn't really pass out. You were preoccupied.
You just disappeared. That's just
Yeah, I was busy. I had other things.
The two of us and Matt finished the show out. So.
Yeah,
it's all good.
I had other things to attend to.
There we go. And a couple of comments here. Vanessa Kitty. Hey, Vanessa. There. She says hi, and then she said she was busy emptying tubs from her storage unit. Now she has more time. Now more empty plastic. I can't even read it with that font.
I now have way more empty plastic bins than stuff.
There
congratulations.
There you go.
That's good.
That's something that does.
New Haven, Virginia is in West Haven, so familiar with both areas. Oh, Virginia is in West Haven. I got you. Or no, New Haven. The VA is in West Haven. So
the Veterans Administration.
The VA, yeah. And she said Maple's a plus. There you go. All right, we're caught up on comments. There you go.
Okay.
And it's a pretty beer. Color-wise and everything.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's all kinds of grainy.
Even though it's grainy, it's still nice.
I remember when Founders is like all but disappeared now. Like they really don't do a lot anymore in New Jersey. Although somebody just had, who was it? No, Barcade just did a Founders tap takeover.
Yeah.
Barcade opened in the financial district, literally 2 blocks from me, downtown. And they did a Founders night, but it was weird. It was like on a Monday or a Tuesday. like an odd
They
night.
do those though. Barcade does those
But-
weird nights.
But you know what it is? There are people that live down in the financial district now. There's a couple of apartment buildings and stuff. So obviously they're figuring they're going to get people after 6 p.m., 7 p.m. or whatever. And they were doing a whole KBS, CBS, because CBS just came back out again, which is off the charts. I may still have a bottle of CBS from a couple of years ago. I'm looking at one of my closets that I have some beer stashed away, and I think it's in there. They had sent me a couple of bottles. I put together bottles for a raffle for a giveaway at a high school reunion, and they knew that I was doing that, and they sent me 2 more. They were like, "Oh, no, we'll just send you 2 more." Really? Okay, sure.
Yeah,
I'll take them.
Yeah, what the hell?
I don't like that they're doing them now in 4-pack, 12-ounce bottles, but I get why. Because look, if you got a 375 milliliter, you got to share it with people. It's not something, unless that's the only beer you're drinking for the night.
Yeah.
You're cracking it and really not, you're not able to retain the flavor and stuff. So
Right.
if you have it in a 12-ounce bottle, it's a little bit easier to digest.
No, 100%. And that's and I actually have 2 bottles left. I had 3. We opened one last year at an event. But I had 2. I have 2 bottles left of the 750s of the last 750 release in 2017.
Right.
So was that 8 years old?
Yeah.
Now.
CB, that might be the best one that they make, that Canadian breakfast stout. I just love the flavor, the way it tastes. It's so good. And the only place I know that still does anything in New Jersey with Founders is the Cloverleaf, when they do the breakfast stout and they do the breakfast on the Saturday morning. That's it. So it's a shame because they were everywhere. They had so much stuff going on, and then they had all this turmoil and scandal and whatever, and they had to close the tap room in Detroit. The Grand Rapids one is the only one open again, and the 2 original owners I think are out now. I think Mahou owns it outright, and so
San Miguel owns it out right now.
Yeah, and so
and San Miguel also bought Avery.
Mm-hmm.
So San Miguel owns Founders and Avery. In fact, not all, but most of the all-day IPA is brewed at Avery in Boulder, Colorado.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, but it gives
a much bigger facility too. So.
Well, yeah, and I think it gives Jeremy a lot more freedom to do a lot of crazy stuff that he wants to do at the brewery. So that that makes sense.
They completely cut Avery's. Avery had 800 beers that they did. They do 8 now. 8 beers.
Well, that's smart. That's how you make money.
Unfortunately, Old Jubilation was one of the ones they cut.
Right.
Done.
I saw that. Funny story about what was it last week? They announced Utopias is back, which I love that it's back, but I hate that every 2 years. Oh, the beer that's illegal in 15 states coming up next. We're going to tell you about. Hey, come on, guys, enough. We get it. It's old hat now, but I love the fact that Utopias is 30% ABV. That they got it to 30. But the other part of it, which I didn't know, and actually was asking Sam about last week. When I saw him at this event, the beer starts in Sam Adams in Cincinnati. It then travels to Sam Adams's facilities in Pennsylvania, and then it makes the final journey to Dogfish Head in Delaware, where that's where they bottle it, and then they send it up the chain. Yeah,
is that right? So it never sees Jamaica Plain.
No,
really?
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
So pretty wild. And Sam was like, "Yeah, they come in and whatever, and obviously some of the Boston beer people are there involved in the process, but he said it's pretty cool, the journey of how the beer goes from place to place, and then it ultimately ends up with them, and then they bottle it. So
that's amazing. That's amazing.
Pretty cool.
I'm
getting a bottle. They are sending me a bottle, so
very nice.
I still have 2, 3. I'm looking 3 bottles. So I have 2 years ago. I have a little bit left of the 2017. And I think I have a full bottle of the 19 still left. So
I had a full bottle of the 15. I don't anymore. It never. I never opened it.
It evaporated.
It melted.
Well, you guys going to do a dry January or not? Well, I know not you. Okay. I want to do another bottle share again. Last year, when we did the one this year, you were sick, and I forget, Dave, why. I think you were away, or I don't remember why you didn't come.
What was it?
We did a bottle share at Wet Ticket. And I don't remember why you couldn't make
the
it.
bottle
I think you
share
might have
would
been
take it.
away.
Yeah, he was away. You were away.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm pretty sure you were away.
Yeah, I think I was away actually.
You were
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
So I want to set up another one for January, and I'm going to talk to Tim, and we'll set something up for his back room or whatever. But we'll do it again. It was a big success. We had a lot of bottles. It was a lot of fun.
Hey, you know what? Here's the thing, though. Nobody had to bring anything. Just drink the one bottle James brought. That would have been fine for everybody.
Well, I mean,
it would have been enough beer for everybody. Right
James wanted to bring more than that bottle, and when he showed us, I was like, "Yeah, just bring that one." And that barley wine, I think we got half of it done, and the other half was just take it home or what. I don't know.
You would said about half the bottle was done. But he said that he didn't care as long as he just wanted to open it. He wanted to have a little of it, and that was.
I never the last time I saw a bottle like that was at New York City Beer Week, probably before. So this had to be before the pandemic. So this has got to be 7 years ago. And other half opened up a magnum of something that they did, and they were doing it at like a certain time or whatever. And the bottle was enormous, and this guy is pouring. There was a line like 30 deep, and somebody said to me, "You going to wait online?" I said, "Absolutely not. I'm not waiting online for that."
Nope.
And literally, like, it was the last 2 pours, and the guy was looking around, and I just stuck my glass out, and he poured it, and that was it. And it was unbelievable. But I was like, there's no way I was waiting on a line for that.
No. You can't do that.
Yeah. No way.
Gentlemen, I think I'm going to have to jump off. I'm like barely understanding what people are saying here. I think the beer, even though it's 3.9, combined with being under the weather, I think it's really time for me to get into bed. So,
all right. Well, I only got a couple other things, and Al and I can finish it. Do you want to? You know what? You got 2 seconds? Why don't we do our top threes, and then Al and I'll close the show.
We can do that. We can do that.
Well, why don't you run through your 3, and then
I do want to hear Al's though. So Al, you go first.
All right.
I'm curious.
All right. So tonight's top 3 list is top 3 favorite, with Halloween being on Friday. Top 3 favorite scary urban legends.
All right. So since I grew up on Staten Island, there are actually a couple of urban legends on Staten Island, and one of them is sort of based on a true story. There was a place on Staten Island, Willowbrook, which everybody knows. Geraldo Rivera, went there and exposed the horrid conditions of these severely mentally handicapped people. They were being abused and all kinds of other stuff. But there was
is that by Willowbrook Park?
Yes. So behind that was a set of woods where the kids used to tell stories about this guy Cropsey, who was sort of a boogeyman kind of figure, who was an escaped mental patient who hunted children. And it's based on somewhat of a true story of a girl, Jennifer Schweiger, who was mentally handicapped. She was kidnapped and murdered back in 1987. The guy who had alleged to have done it was a guy by the name of Andre Rand, who worked at the mental institution. He was only convicted of the kidnapping. He was not convicted of the murder. They couldn't tie him to the murder. But for years, people were like, "Don't go into the woods. Cropsey's there, and he's got a hook or a knife or whatever, and he's gonna slash you." And they eventually, sold the building and whatever. And now it's where the College of Staten Island sits. The current College of Staten Island sits on part of that land in Willowbrook.
So that's why I wanted Al to go, because I had written, I don't know if you can see right here on the bottom what it says.
What's that?
Cropsey, because I was wondering, I wonder if Al's going to bring up Cropsey. He grew up on Staten Island.
See? Now the other one, there's one other. I don't really have 3, but there's numerous stories about ghosts being on the Staten Island ferry. It's not really true, but one urban legend that was on Staten Island.
It's still an urban legend. An urban legend.
That's true. That's true. The other urban legend involving the Staten Island ferry is a giant octopus supposedly pulled a ferry and all its passengers underwater in the early morning of November 22nd, 1963. Now, obviously, it's a hoax. It was a painting created by a local artist by the name of Joseph Reganella. And there's actually a monument and a memorial to this. It's on Stuyvesant Place. You can actually see it on Staten Island. Of this tentacles of the octopus, like grabbing the ferry and like
November 23rd. When?
22nd, 1963, right before JFK was
Gotcha.
the day before. So
Cool.
yeah. So
Gotcha.
there's another guy, but it's kind of weird. It's a guy in the 2010s who apparently ran around and followed people, and if you bent over and you dropped your keys or your phone or something, he stuck his finger up your you know what. I don't know if that's true.
It's scary.
It's scary.
It's an urban legend, so that counts.
Yeah. So there you go.
Interesting.
There you go. Interesting. I'm just typing it. Fingers
In your
In your
coolie.
coolie. There you go.
Ooh,
A
that's-
word that has not been used in quite some time.
No, that's not. It's-
That's IE, right? Coolie.
yeah, I think it's an IE.
I think it's coolie. All right. There you go. All right. Samurai. Your three.
Okay, so I've got 2 from my home state and 1 from my adopted home state.
So 2 from confusion and 1 from
drunkenness.
drunkenness.
So number 3, I'll do the Rhode Island one,
Mhm.
and that's the legend of Mercy Brown. Mercy Brown, her family, it was from it wasn't an affluent family, but they what started happening was
Wait, the
back-
Legend of Murphy Brown, the TV show?
Yeah, Murphy Brown. And but Mercy Brown, from the Brown family, people in her family started to pass away from what they call consumption back in the day, which we now know as tuberculosis,
Mhm.
which is one of the few diseases that Brooklynites like because they can mispronounce it. Tuberculosis. At any rate, that's a George Carlin. Is that a George Carlin? I think that's
It's George Carlin, yeah.
At any rate, so her 2 older sisters and Mercy did pass away from it, and then the son, their brother, had got it, and so they're trying to figure out, that maybe it wasn't the undead that was causing this because superstitions were rampant back then. This is like the early 19th century. And so what they did is they exhumed the bodies of the 3 girls that had passed. And the 2 older girls showed that they had decayed, as they should, but Mercy had not. And there was still actually blood in her heart.
Oh.
There was a lot of reasons why she didn't, sound medical reasons why she didn't. She was also the last of the 3 to pass. So it just hadn't happened yet. So of course they cut her heart out, ground it up, put it in an elixir, and fed it to the older brother, who then died 2 months later of tuberculosis. But so the urban legend of it was that she was a vampire, and there's evidence that Bram Stoker knew of her and was influenced by it, but H.P. Lovecraft was definitely influenced by it. And The Shunned House was written based off of this story.
Oh, wow.
So that's one of my favorite. Now, and you can go if her grave is not that far from Tilted Barn. As a matter of fact, it's in Exeter. So if you come out of Tilted Barn,
Tilted Barn's in Exeter or North Kingston?
It's in Exeter.
Okay.
So you come out of Tilted Barn, you make a left on that main road there, then you come up to that T intersection and you make a left. There's a church down there on the right, and if you go into you can't miss her grave because there's usually all kinds of things left at her grave for those who are really enthralled by the whole vampire thing. Right. So that's
pretty cool.
Yeah, that one's a cool one. So the other 2 are from Jersey. One is one's more northern Jersey. Mm-hmm. And then one's far northern Jersey. So you've got River Road,
okay,
around the Totowa area, and the towns it goes through, and it's the White Lady of on that road. Apparently, she had been hit by a car trying to cross the road, and every now and then she will, if you're speeding down that road, she will appear to get you to slow down. So that's many people have reported seeing her, but there's no evidence of it. But very similar to that is Clinton Road.
Mm-hmm.
Up in way North Jersey, and there apparently is a little boy, a little ghost boy,
The little ghost boy.
who died on that road, and apparently he drowned though.
Mm-hmm.
So Clinton Road follows along one of the reservoirs, and apparently he drowned that reservoir. No, he didn't drown the reservoir. He did get hit by a car. He got hit by a car.
He got hit by a car. Yeah.
Yeah, he got hit by a car as well. Apparently, he's not a nasty spirit. He will try to warn people. People have been pushed in the reservoir, because he thought they might be hit by a car coming around a bend, and he pushed them in a reservoir. It's also stated that if you throw a coin into the reservoir where he is,
off the bridge,
he'll return.
Off the bridge, he throws it back up. You can throw the coin, or you lay down on the bridge. You throw the coin, it comes back to you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And if you're standing on the bridge, you're going to see headlights coming at you.
Yeah, it's really there's a lot of things.
There's nothing coming at you, but you're going to see headlights coming at you.
There's a lot of things about Clinton Road. There's been Clinton Road over the reservoir. There's been all kinds of UFO sightings over that. So it just means that they're getting some really good mushrooms up there.
Yeah,
they're picking stuff in the forest that they probably shouldn't be putting in their mouths.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stories come off Clinton, but I went with the ghost boy.
Gotcha. All right, there you go. All right, so
you do yours, and then I'll pop off.
I'm gonna revamp mine a little bit because my three were taken. Cropsey, the White Lady, and Totowa, and Clinton Road. So, but I'm gonna revamp mine a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna throw Clinton Road up there as my number 3 because it was my number 1. All right.
Okay.
I'll put up there as my number 3 only because I kind of mentioned some things with Dave about the headlights coming at you and everything else. So Clinton Road's my number 3.
My memory recall right now is shot as hell. So
because you got to lay on the bridge, right? You lay on the bridge, you take a coin, you drop it off the bridge, and it goes down and comes back up to you, right? Now, let's go do that. Does anybody really want to go do that just to see if it actually happens? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Why not?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Why not?
Yeah, that's the other thing too.
Let's wait till I get better.
Yeah, when you feel better, we'll go. Well, we'll get in the car. We'll go. Jess wants to go too, so she's gonna have to come too. So if your two better halves want to come along, we'll make it a 6 party and we'll go up, whatever. But we got to do it. But in any event, that's my number 3. My number 2, I'm gonna revamp it a little bit. I'm not so much urban legends, but ghost-ish stories. All right.
Okay.
One is personal. My number 1 will be personal, which was going to be my honorable mention, but I'm going to make it my number 1 because it's a ghost story for Halloween. There you go. My number 2 is something that anybody could have known and might have done, and I certainly did it plenty of times, and that's the 208 route, New Jersey Route 208 South exit in Franklin Lakes to Ewing Avenue. Okay. If you go down this exit to the bottom, and it's from 208, you're going downhill. Okay.
Oh, I know
to Ewing Ave. When you get to the bottom and you hit the stop sign at the bottom of the exit ramp, you put your car in neutral. You put your car in neutral, and you roll backwards up the hill. It happens.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 of those in New Jersey. That's one of them. Mm-hmm. The other one is in Jackson, right near Coney Farms.
Okay.
And there's Coney Farms during Halloween season runs a haunted village, and it's called Haunting at Gravity Hill.
Yeah, Gravity Hill. Yeah, I mean, in Franklin Lakes, it's called Gravity Hill too. Yeah, so
yeah, they call them both Gravity Hill.
Yeah. So I mean, I've done the one in Franklin Lakes 100 times. I've actually had people, you put it in drive, but you put it in reverse before you put it in neutral and you roll backwards. No, I put it in, I pulled back up, put it in neutral.
Right.
Got out of the car. I said, okay, you get out, get in. I'll jump out. You jump in. I'm leaving it neutral. You just sit there. And there they went back up the hill.
Oh my God.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's claimed that both of them are just really optical illusions that you're going
it actually is. What it is
what it is.
What it is the road, the highway actually goes up, but it's so much of a slight incline that you
Mhm.
can't even tell it's an incline. And the exit ramp is almost flat. It's a little bit of a decline, but when it gets to the bottom, it's a slight incline. But because
Got
of the
it.
way the highway is,
Right.
it looks like it's still down. So
Hmm.
when you start rolling backwards, the rest of it, it's a little bit of an incline. You start rolling backwards and everything is flat, so you keep going. That's what it is. So it's an
Nice.
optical illusion. That's what it is.
Nice.
for both.
All right. And
the one in Jackson is actually it's actually part of the bridge.
okay.
And so since you're going over a bridge, you think you're going up.
Right.
And you're not.
Mm-hmm.
it's just the angle of
the way the ground
land
is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's my number 2. And my number 1 is a personal story. Okay. So now this being, and it fits, right? Because today is National First Responders Day. All right.
Mhm.
So me being a former firefighter,
Fireman.
also in North Arlington, also in Fairlawn, but August of 1987, we had a house fire at 4:00 in the morning on a Sunday morning, right? This house fire the home was inhabited previously by 2 brothers and a sister. They had before this since passed,
Okay.
and nobody in there. There was nobody in there
In the house.
in the house. It was abandoned, right?
Got it.
They the house went up that night, right? And this was in August of 1987. My father was chief of the fire department, and I was on. And we go down, and sure enough, we get down there, and the house is fully involved. It's to the point where we're trying to get in, we can't even get in. It's surround and drown. It's just put the fire out. But we had a fire photography team, okay? So guys that were on, they actually were taking pictures of the fire, taking pictures after the fire, so forth and so on. All right. They developed the pictures. Now this went on. It was 4:00 in the morning. It came in. We were there till 11, 10.
Right.
Maybe 6 hours. We were there. Right. We went back to the fire. So we cleaned everything, and we had to rekindle. All right, as if we didn't put the fire out. But trust me, we put the fire out. All right, but we had to rekindle. So we get down there and we dig a little bit further and we put it out. Pardon me. More on that in a second, but jumping ahead a year, and I'm going to tell you the ghost part of it afterwards, but jumping ahead a year. 1 year, almost to the hour, not even kidding. I was 4:00 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning the following year, the same day. All right. There was a garage in back that went up. All right. Inexplicably went up. And there were antique cars in there. Totally, went
Gone.
up.
Right.
We fought that fire too. All right. Anyway, so the pictures get developed a year before. All right. We're looking at them, and I'm not even kidding you when I say this. I can find them. I will show both of you. Okay.
Yeah, I need to see this.
All right. There's one picture that's from the front corner of the building, angled up, and half the building's burnt away, right? And you could see inside the second floor, and it looks like there's a little wisp of smoke. All right. This is, it's out, right? This is in the morning.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a little wisp of smoke. If you zoom in on it, I'm not even kidding you. This is not even an exaggeration. The smoke looks like a man with a beard and a fire helmet striking a match.
Oh, wow.
And there's another picture from the back of the house at a window on the second floor. All right. There was nothing in that window. The whole house burnt. Okay. There was nothing in the window. When the picture got developed, there was someone standing in the window.
Oh, man. Come on.
Not
I got to see this
even
picture.
kidding you.
That's
I will
crazy.
find them and I will show you. Not
That's
even kidding
crazy.
you. There was nothing in the window. There was someone
Wow.
standing in the window and the picture got developed. So as the story goes, all right, the 2 brothers and the sister, they had all passed away before this. All right. They had no heirs. 0 heirs. We found $40,000. First of all, let me back up. They lived in squalor. Okay? They didn't have heat in the winter. We got called there for chimney fires. We got called there for smoke detectors going off, right? So
Right.
we knew of the building. We knew of the house. We knew of the people, right? They in the wintertime, they had no heat on. They literally sat in the house with blankets wrapped around their feet and wrapped around so they can keep warm and everything else. They had, and this is 1987, so $40,000 today is a lot less than $40,000.
But still $40,000.
In 1987, they had we found $40,000 in cash boxes wrapped up total. Like they had cash in the house. They didn't spend it. They hoarded it, right? They had antique cars in the back. Nothing.
Never
right?
sold them.
Never sold them. They had no heirs. The state got everything.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's what happens. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
So that's my ghost story for the year. Right.
That's a crazy story. I got to see that picture.
I will find them. I will show you.
Yes.
I know my father has them. I have them somewhere. I will find them. I will show you them.
That's a cool story.
Well, gentlemen, that is my clue to leave you.
Clue or Q?
Oh, Q.
Q.
Be Q.
Yeah.
Q.
Yeah.
There's got to be a clue.
Yeah.
In there somewhere.
Dave, feel better.
Brian Boak, before you go, Brian Boak just got off a meeting with a team in Japan. Translating back and forth was crazy. First beer he's having. Northway Brewing. Is it a shitty beer?
Yeah, it's a shitty beer. Hope it's not that shitty.
Right.
SHITI. Shitty beer?
All right.
That's a shitty beer.
Maybe with shiitake.
It's probably shiitake. There you go.
All right. I will. Well,
all right.
Talk to you later.
Dave, you feel better.
See you next.
You got to feel better, Dave.
Well,
Al and I will finish the show.
Thursday.
We got it.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes,
Al.
sir.
I leave it to you to rate his outfit.
Will do.
I will rate my
Scale
outfit.
1 to 10. Good night.
Good night. Good night. There we go. All right, it's me and you now. There you go.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding about that story.
That's a crazy story. I do have to see that picture, though. I want to see that picture.
I will. There was nothing. There was nothing in the window. There was someone standing in the window, and that wisp of smoke. You zoom in on it. It's a guy. It's a man with a beard and a fire helmet. An old school fire helmet. Like one of those. Really pointy. Yeah. I mean, we had pointy ones and everything. The New Yorkers and everything. But this is like the 1800s pointy. Wow. Striking a match. Like they didn't want anyone else to get it. We're out of there. We got to do something to get whatever. Right.
That's impressive.
It was really scary. And the funny story. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm in there. We get the rekindle that I mentioned before.
Right.
So we get back over there. It's a small. It's just there's a little bit of smoke coming up. Right.
Sure.
And it's in the upper floor. Now there was this cast iron tub on the second floor, and everything's burnt away, and we're all there. Right.
Right.
So, we're in the first floor. We're in the living room. All right. And they're fighting the fire upstairs. We got a line. We're pulling some ceilings and everything else. And I'm standing there. My father's in there too. He's chief, but there's enough done. So we're inside, and I'm leaning up against something in the living room, and my father's standing there, and I'm talking to him. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we hear this. I'm not even kidding. We hear this. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Not the quite Jaws, but low notes.
Right.
I look at my phone. I'm like, what the fuck is that? What's going on? Anyway, long story short, this goes on for about 5 minutes. I happen to turn to my right. My friend Charlie is around a wall, leaning in. I didn't even know it because it was all burnt away. I'm leaning up against a piano.
Wow!
He's reaching his arm in and hitting
the notes. Oh, that's funny. Oh my god, that would freak me out in the middle.
But I didn't even know I was leaning up against the piano. Otherwise, I would have figured out what the hell that was.
Right.
So that was that. But yeah, no, that was very freaky when those pictures got developed. Shout out to Jimmy Miggett. He was the one that took the pictures.
Wow.
That was scary. We were all of us were like, God, are you kidding me? We couldn't
feeling the same way.
And then, like I said, a year later, Al to the hour almost an hour and a half prior to that. It was
Mhm.
4:00 in the morning when the first year. A year later, 2:30 in the morning. The second the barn in the back with the antique cars went.
Wow.
And it was sitting there because the state didn't do anything. They were searching for
Sure.
kin. They were searching for, whatever. No,
Yeah.
nothing. So they hadn't taken, ownership or possession or whatever of
Right.
anything yet at that point. And then that went. So makes you wonder.
Yeah.
And there was, we all we investigated it. We couldn't come up with
Couldn't
an
come
origin.
up with anything.
Nope.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So
That's crazy.
spontaneous combustion. There you go.
Hmm.
There you go.
Interesting.
Couple of just to catch up on a couple of comments here. Vanessa said smaller packaging with a higher price. I'm not sure if that means the shitty beer or something else. The Triscuit box is soon to be smaller than my gloved hand. Were we talking about a Triscuit box? She might have said something earlier I missed or something. Oh no,
Maybe.
she didn't.
No,
I don't know. But anyway, Brian Boak said his second beer is Lost Colony Hatteras Red. I've had that, Brian. I had that with you at one of the Giant games last year. That's fantastic. That's a great beer.
excellent.
And he said that's the name of the beer. There you go. So
Cool.
while this font is cool, it definitely does not help with the reading of the that's for sure. So, I got to tell y'all, this is very good.
Is it? I'm enjoying this this Pivo. This is really, really nice. I don't even know what I have a third beer in the bag. I think it's a Screaming Hill, but IPA because I was there a couple of weeks ago picking pumpkins. But
you went to the farm next door?
Yeah, they do a tremendous job. Brett and his family do a tremendous job with the pumpkins and stuff every year, and they have Christmas trees there, and it's what he has done there, and now building the other barn that's actually going to be their production, and they're putting tanks in and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be phenomenal. His output is going to be even bigger. I mean, he's really doing a fantastic job.
Good. I'm glad. I haven't been out there. I mean, I can be there in 25
Yeah,
minutes.
you should go. It's
go
like it's one of those things. You go on a Friday, you get a couple of beers, you sit on an Adirondack chair, and you just take in the whole view. It's fantastic. It's great.
I agree with that, but unfortunately, on a Friday, I'm closer to you than I am to here.
Yeah, no, I know that. I know.
But yeah, that is what it is. But yeah, look, there's a lot going on. Sorry about that. Hit the mic. There's a lot going on. Just to wrap this up. We're entering. I mean, we're in one of my favorite parts of the year, beer wise.
Right.
But we're entering like an even kicking it up a notch level for me. All right. So I mean, pumpkins and Oktoberfest, and when the brown ales start to come out, and and everything else, I'm happy. That's beer season for me. It's kicking it up a notch for me.
Right.
But once we hit the winters and the holidays and the Christmases and the for anybody that's been listening to this podcast, damn well where I'm going with this next. The fresh hop ales.
Yep.
All right. I can't wait to get my hands on some Celebration, and I know that
you know a guy that can get some.
I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna have some on Friday.
Oh,
I'm gonna have some Celebration.
Nice.
However, here's my thing.
Firestone Walker, I think, just came out with their 29th anniversary ale.
29th. Yep, 29th. Yeah. And I have 2 bottles every year dating back to 2017
of Celebration, right?
Of Firestone.
Oh,
Walker,
of Firestone. Oh,
yeah. So yeah, and I got a couple extra of a couple of years, but I saved 2 bottles at minimum of every year from 2017 up. 2016 and before, they're gone. We know why. Anybody listens to the podcast, next week on the podcast will be the 9th anniversary of my fire.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh my God.
9 years. So
9 years.
But be that as it may,
right?
We move forward, right?
That's it.
Whatchamacallit, look, my fire was nothing compared to what you were dealing with at that point. So
look, cancer is cancer. Some of them are treatable, some of them aren't. You deal with it, and one day at a time. That's all. I'm reaching in for my third, which will be
that's
Screaming Hills Screaming Magnolia to keep the
Screaming
Halloween
Magnolia.
theme. IPA.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So
I got to get. Is that a hazy or is that a West Coast?
no, it's you know what? I think this is more of like a. I don't have the right glass for it. I went with an old school brewery that is no longer
little
here.
Ross Tiku. There you go.
Yeah. Well, John was nice enough to give me one of those when he gave me that first anniversary bottle that I still haven't opened.
There you go.
And Matt was saying I probably should have opened it. No, this is certainly a West Coast. The way it is pouring.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
There you go. Cheers.
That's
very nice.
You know,
that's pretty. Yeah,
mm.
and hey, you know what? That's the way that celebration looks. So
yeah, this is a good beer.
So
they do such a good job.
If
you haven't been to the farm, I tell people all the time, you really need to get there because Brett and his family, it's phenomenal. The fact that brewer the farm has been sitting there for 165 years or whatever it is. Long time. And their farm at one point had extended into where the current Great Adventure Six Flags sits. They sold part of that to Six Flags so that they could build it. I mean, it is a massive farm and a lot of fun. And I think this weekend or last weekend, I think was the last weekend of pumpkin picking. And I think they start up their Christmas trees and all kinds of stuff in a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of fun. You should definitely check it out.
Definitely got to get over there. Possibly Sunday. Jess and I might be.
They're closed this Sunday.
No,
they start.
Well, the weekend. Just this weekend, Jess and I might be going on. Well, they're closed. Yeah, they're only open Friday. We should say that the tap room
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. Yeah. So the weekend I meant Sunday we might be going down to South Jersey. So Saturday would be
nice.
The day. That was my point.
Nice.
After that, so we'll see. But yeah, one way or the other, I got to get down there. So Friday or Saturday.
Nice.
Whatchamacallit? I'm really enjoying this Headless Goursman. This is really good. It's like I said, 13.1%, but it's the barrel notes and the maple. The maples, it's not super in your face.
It's not super sweet.
It's not super sweet. No, I just hit it. There's nothing there because my laptop is here. My laptop's usually over there. But it's here right now, so I'm doing the show.
Jeremy Kosmicki, who's the head brewer at Founders, really does a phenomenal job.
Yeah,
with the barrel aged stuff.
But some of my favorite, I don't want to use the term run of the mill, right? Because that just makes it seem like it's nothing, right? It's just petty, right? It's peasant. Some of my favorite, just easygoing, always accessible, easy to grab. Boom. Scotch Ales is Dirty Bastard.
Oh yeah,
it's a fantastic beer. It's so.
If you're
good.
Into that style, yes.
And it's $10 or $11 for a 6-pack of 12-ounce bottle.
Yeah,
the price point wrong with that?
No, price point is perfect.
Yeah,
perfect for a very good beer.
Today in 19,
right?
What am I 90? 2025. It's still $10 or $11 for that. But anything else too? All of those beers the Founders beers are spot on. I love. Have you been to Grand Rapids? Have you been out?
I have not.
Yeah, the brewery is really cool. Mm-hmm. The tap room, the food's good. The tap room is it's smaller than you'd think it would be for as big a name as Founders is.
Really?
But it's not tiny by any means.
No,
don't get me wrong. It's just I thought this would be bigger, but this is really cool, and there's an outdoor area. There's sliders to out there, and there's the huge bar. Like I said, it's big, but for as big a name as Founders is, I would think it would be even bigger. That's my point.
I mean, their focus for a long time was distro. I mean, they're in all 50 states.
Sure.
So that was that was the key for them. So I could see them sacrificing tap room size to get their distro out to everywhere.
To get the distro out there. Yeah, no, but it's fantastic. And which is why they went with the, the taproom model and going in and having a taproom in Detroit and so forth and so on. But and we all know what happened there, and we don't have to dredge that up. But regardless of that, it was it's really a fantastic space, and they're still making the beer. And I understand San Miguel owns them now, but same as Bud with to a point, Goose Island. I'm not even speaking about the Goose Island IPA or any of the other beers or anything like that, because they're obviously made by AB InBev.
Right.
And good or bad,
They're
different
pedestrian.
recipes, whatever. It is what it is, right?
They're a
They're
pedestrian beer.
gateway beers at best. Gateway beers at best.
It's funny because the last time I was at Radio City to see Heart, that was their IPA.
Right.
It was Goose Island. And before that, I had it before that when I saw Squeezing the Psychedelic First, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'm just not even. I didn't even drink. I had water.
Right. I have to put a pause on this right now.
Yeah.
You saw Squeezing the Psychedelic First?
Yes.
And you didn't call me?
Anyway, that was a year ago, September. It was a fantastic show. But yeah, I'm at the point now where I'm like, if I'm gonna drink at a venue and they don't have a decent enough craft beer, I'm not even bothering. I'll just I'll go something heavier or I will just drink water because it's just not worth. I don't want to waste the calories on something it's not good.
That's not worth it. No, you're right. You're right. I don't either. And that's exactly how I feel. And that brings up something else. Let me finish this one thought really quick, but that brings up another point, and I want to bring that up. And I did want to actually talk about that tonight. It was something I did want to talk about. But as far as that goes, San Miguel bought them, right? But they're kind of hands off on what is brewed, right? I mean, they know what's being brewed. They're kind of hands off on, it's about the distribution and everything else. So, they're brewing their beer where they're brewing their beer. It's not like they're coming in and they're saying, okay, we're going to cut ingredients, we're going to cut corners, we're going to make this beer cheaper.
No, right.
Whether they're smart about it or they're just, whatever the reason is, they're doing what they're doing there. The only issue I have with that ownership, with that San Miguel ownership, is over in Avery, and especially this time of year with Old Jubilation, because anybody that's watching the show knows my favorite Christmas/holiday beer is Sierra Nevada Celebration. That's number one. Number one, always number one. Never going to change. That's my number one.
Right.
My number two was always and always is. Obviously, has to change now because it's it's changing, right? Is the fact that Avery's not brewing Old Jubilation anymore. My number two is Old Jubilation. It's an old ale. I'm a big old ale fan, and the way they brew that beer, it's amazing. Now, I do have a bead on being able to get. I have a possible connection to getting some Old Jubilation out of the cellar at Avery.
Okay.
And I'm hopefully that's going to come to pass. And if it does, I'm going to be forever grateful because I'm going to make that last at least a couple of years. Okay. I have one of my own cans left from 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I think it's 2. Well, it's 2 years ago. So it was whenever the last year that Hunter was distributing the beer. So that's 2
But
years
is it a beer that you can sit
it's an old ale. It's an higher ABV, old spiced old ale. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. So I'll have if this doesn't happen, I'll have that one on one of the holiday beer shows this year.
Right.
Not ours at the last year show of the year, but it's not that high. It's 8%. It's not quite where we need to be for the other show.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But hopefully I can make that work. But my point is I missed that beer and that's gone. And that's one of the things that I don't understand why San Miguel bought Founders and didn't screw with any of the beers that they were brewing. And then they bought Avery and did on a big level.
Well, that sounds to me like it's from a sales perspective. What's selling, what isn't, right? I mean,
but Avery Old Jubilation was, for the kind of beer it was. All right, now
maybe it's the ingredients.
Maybe it's the ingredients. Maybe it cost too much, and the return on that investment of that beer.
Right.
It's very possible, whatever the reason was.
And also, I think the other thing is, in terms of name recognition and what people are familiar with, I think there are more people in the craft beer world that are more in tune with the name Founders than they are with Avery. And
I agree. Even though Avery is actually a bigger brewery than Founders. Physical size wise, but
but still,
when I was last time I was at Avery, they had the two bars, both bars they had set up. There was two different bars at the brewery, and they had 48 beers, and all 48 were Avery beers.
Wow.
All right, yeah, insane. And the food was fantastic too, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I mean, that is that a bit gluttonous when it comes to how many beers you can actually have on tap. Sure. Now, don't get me wrong, a number of them were barrel aged and vintage and yada 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 and so forth and so on. And those, expect those taps to turn over, right?
Sure.
It's not a bar. It's not a bar where you have to turn over. You have 48 taps at a brewery. You're focusing on 12. The other 36 are just bonus beers for yourself and your, frequent flyers, if you will.
But also, again, I think at the end of the day, it's a sales perspective.
Yeah.
If those 36 aren't turning over, well, we're sitting on old beer. Now, some of it could just sit there and it's fine, and it eventually gets poured and it's still fine. But maybe some of the other ones, aren't. So I can totally understand.
I get it.
A bigger company would go one way or the other.
Right.
Especially with all the other stuff. Ingredients cost more.
Sure.
To can stuff is costing more. The talk of maybe we're going to switch to bottles and go back to glass bottles, which is funny because Moosehead just made the decision
to go to cans.
To go to cans completely and get rid of the bottles. So
no bottles from Moosehead. It's all cans from Moosehead now.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
So you're not wrong. That's the reason. I think it was probably a combination of that, more so that than anything else. But not only that, but also the fact that they could actually take some of the tank space at Avery and use that to ramp up Founders. I think they find Founders as a more viable brand to put out there and make money with than they do Avery, and it's a shame because Avery made some fantastic beers over the years.
Yes, they did.
And but the ones that we all know and love are the high ABV beers that no brewery is making a lot of money on. Right. And it's all about that bottom line. It's all about the number crunching and the math that we don't do on this show, right? So,
exactly. No math.
No math on this show.
That's it.
We got it. Doug Smith just commented, Rush added more dates, 16 more and counting, Johnny. Al, you know what?
No, I didn't get tickets.
Let's pause on. I'll bring up what I want to talk about, and then we can wrap up the show. But
all right,
let's pause on what we were talking about. I was on the pre-sale.
Okay.
And Doug knows this. We talked about it last week, but I was on the pre-sale, and I went on. I was like number 3,240 or something like that.
Yep.
By the time they even were approaching 2,000, the only tickets left for MSG, because obviously I'm not buying a ticket for Los Angeles. I'm buying a ticket for New York. The only tickets left, the only seats.
Go lay down.
Sorry,
I had to yell at my dog because
was that the dog? Or no, it wasn't your wife, right? It was the
dog. No. She's all the way upstairs.
Right.
She's already laying down.
She's already laying down, right?
That's right.
But the cheapest ticket left at that point was like $2,000. Now I had prepared myself beforehand. Okay, I'm going to spend a bunch of money. I'm going to see, right? But I wasn't.
You and I are thinking differently, but okay. Go ahead.
No. When I say a bunch of money, I mean for $200, $300, $400 kind of thing.
Okay, good.
Right?
Yeah,
that I'll spend.
Right. Yeah,
not $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. Not happening.
No.
I love Getty and Alex. I miss Neil immensely. But I'm not spending $4,000 to go see.
No, I made the decision very early when this whole thing started. I said, I'm going to try and get in. If I can get tickets, great. And if I can, I can. And then they did. They went from 2 shows to 4 shows, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I said, if the tickets are more than $200 a ticket, there's no way I'm buying them.
I was prepared to go to 4.
And the only reason why I was going to get them, because a couple of my friends, like my best friend, who I had thought had seen Rush, I realized I did a little collage last year of all my tickets of sporting events and music events that I've been to that I saved the stubs. And I realized I've seen Rush more than I thought I saw them. Like I was 12 times,
12?
which I thought was high. Because I knew I had seen them, but I was like, wow, 12 times I was pulling out stuff. I'm like, oh, so then this, okay.
And literally doubled you.
All right. Well, Judas Priest is the band that I've seen the most, and that's the last one in September was my 17th time I've seen
Okay.
Judas Priest, going way
Mhm.
back to 1984. So, I was like, all right, look, I've seen Rush a million times. I saw the R40 tour. This is not going to be the same. Obviously, it's a different drummer. I get it, but I would like to have seen. I get, like, I think the misconception is that there are some people that are looking at this as Rush 2.0, like the next step. Like they're going to have a great time with this woman. They're going to
It's
put out
not.
an
They're
album.
not. They're
No,
not
it's
putting out
not.
another album. They're not putting out another album.
It's a closure
It's closure. This is closure.
to celebrate Neil that they couldn't do when he died 10 years ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever it was.
2020. It was 2020, right? 2019,
Yeah.
2020. It was right before the pandemic, wasn't it?
Yes, 2020, because
Yeah.
I'll mention it. Augie put out the beer to,
Yeah.
which I think,
Yeah.
I don't know if I might still have a can in the fridge.
I finished
But
mine.
yeah, no, I think I still have one more can. I'm not sure. I might not. But anyway,
It's pronounced Peart.
Peart. It's to me, it's a closure. It's we want to celebrate this guy and all that he did for us, and this is our way of doing it to make it happen, which is fine. And the only reason why I was getting tickets is because my son never saw Rush, and he was like, "I'd really like to go if I could go."
You know what's wrong? You know what's not wrong about that? Because that's the exact friggin' reason I was getting tickets. I was gonna take my son in 2015, the last tour, but I couldn't get tickets, and I wanted to take Jonathan.
It's fun. It's funny. Well, I went to the one in 2015 because I went to Prudential to see them, and
2013 was the last time I saw them in Jones Beach. That was the last time I saw them.
The show in 2015, and I remember I walked out of there with my buddy Gary, who is as big a Rush fan as I am, and I said to him, I said, "This is the last time we are going to see this band. Like there's no way we're going to see this band in the way that they're configured and how they played and what they did that on that night. We're never going to see this again. So soak it in. I hope that's it." And we were both right. But anyway, my son is the one that wants to see them, so I was like, you know what, we'll go. But I warned him. I was like, listen, if I get the tickets, not only do you have to go, but we're going early because Dad wants to hit a couple places before we get to the garden and this and whatever and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear any complaining. If you're going to complain, I'll take somebody else. I got no problem with that. Like you can't, no interfering here. So he was like, all right. But, it's the fans that are complaining that couldn't get tickets. And I'm not complaining. I mean, I knew what the price point was going to be from the jump, right? It's a couple of things. It's the band itself setting the prices where they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's the technical stuff that they need to do, the visuals, the smoke, the lights, all of that stuff that costs money. The fact that they have to deal with so many different unions in so many different towns, like at Madison Square Garden, you deal with 13 different unions when you hold a concert. Whether you just have 5 pieces and there's no lights and and smoke and whatever, or you have a full pyrotechnic display. It's 13 different unions. Everybody gets their cut. So by the time the band is actually getting a piece of the pie, it's minuscule. Like the Who said the reason why they didn't tour for years in America for the last couple of years and they did this farewell thing is because if they run 20 dates in America, they don't start making money until date 15. That's after paying
everybody else. Everybody
else gets their money, and by the 15th show they get their money. And if a show is canceled because somebody's got COVID, somebody's sick, somebody this, that, doesn't matter. They get paid first, then the band. Take it easy up there.
By the way, those are my favorite headphones. Those are the Sony.
Oh yeah, I've had these. These are 25 years old. I just redid the cushions because the cushions were fading, and these are the best.
My when I had my studio back in the early 90s, I had like 12 pairs of those, and it was they were my
You can get these, but they're not the same as
they were back in the day. Yeah,
right. The acoustics are not the same.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's a shame. I would love to go and see them, but the tickets it's becoming now where The tickets are so outlandish and they're so
Well,
expensive.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I did look. I did look with Jess last night.
Right.
They added Philly,
Yeah, I saw that.
and there's some seats that are a little more reasonable.
But
If
what's
you
more
were,
reasonable?
what's more reasonable is it's kind of hitting in the middle of where I was,
Okay.
but it's a little higher than where you were.
Yeah. So
But it's
I'm
still
like, am I
doable,
going to take an hour and a half drive and spend $1,000 this year? My wife would kill
But
me.
we can. But we can
if I
go.
spent
We
that kind of money.
we can go. We can go to. We can go to Human Robot Pose and over
No,
to
right.
Monks first. So
Right.
you know,
Right.
so
No.
it could
But
be a good day. And you still haven't been to Human Robot, have you?
No, I have not.
We have to go
So
down
that's
there.
true.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's just
But
like
that's.
I'm
But
going.
hopefully we get there before that because this is a year away. So we
But
can.
right. But here's the thing. So I'm going to see Wolfgang Van Halen, his band Mammoth, in a couple of weeks at the Wellmont.
Saw
I
them
paid
last year. It's fantastic.
$45 a piece for the
Mhm.
tickets.
Mhm.
He's a fantastic band, and it didn't cost me an arm and a leg to see him. I'm going to see Joe Bonamassa in Red Bank
Joe's
in
great.
end of February or beginning of March or whatever it is. I paid a little bit more. All right, so I paid $115 a piece for the tickets. I'm okay with that. I've seen this kid since he was 17 years, crushing it. So I'm okay with paying that kind of money. But when you get to this level, like Iron Maiden tickets this week, on Friday they're playing over at that Sports Illustrated Stadium where the Red Bulls play in Harrison. I want to get tickets because I love the bands that are playing. I love Pantera, I love Megadeth, and I love Iron Maiden. But if the seats are, $200 a piece, hey, listen, I saw these guys in Lemoore for $20, $10.
L'Amour's.
No
Oh my
way.
God, L'Amour's. Remember L'Amour's? Oh my God.
Trust me, I was there a lot. I
Dude,
saw a
you
lot
know
of
damn
great
well.
bands
You know
there.
damn well we were there at the same time. We were probably standing next to each other at some point.
Probably,
But
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 saw a lot of great bands there for $10. I have my Man of War ticket stub still. $10 I paid in 1986.
I got to be honest with you. Do you? I saw the Rush Roll the Bones tour in 90. I guess it was 91, right? 91 or 92.
91.
Came out in 91. It was the tour was 92.
92. That's correct.
Yeah,
that's correct. Hold Your Fire in 87. I saw.
Hold Your Fire was 87. Yeah.
Yep.
My first one I did not see. My first tour was the Signals tour. That was my first tour that I saw.
I love that. I bought that 40th anniversary album, two-sided with the two different album covers, whatever. That's still one of my favorite. Signals and Grace Under Pressure. I know I'm gonna get grief for this as a Rush fan, but Signals and Grace Under Pressure are two of my favorite Rush albums because they're so themed.
Yep.
Signals immediately brings me back to my grandmother's house in the 80s when I used to just sit there in the summertime and listen to Signals. And Grace Under Pressure reminds me of every nice. Grace Under Pressure reminds me of every post.
I got 4 of them here.
Oh,
that's Presto.
Oh, is that Presto? Okay.
That's Presto. And
Hold Your Fire. I had that book. I have it somewhere. It's buried in a box somewhere, but I have that program.
I just literally happen to have it right here. I just pulled it out before. And Counterparts.
Oh, there you go. Counterparts. So Grace Under Pressure brings me back to every post-apocalyptic story or that was told about nuclear war and stuff. And obviously the album itself is an allegory of his parents, Getty's parents being in concentration camps and stuff for The Enemy Within and Red Sector A and all that.
Red Sector A,
yeah. So good stuff.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
All right, I think we have to wrap this up because
I think my
guy has to go outside.
Your guy has to go outside. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But I was just going to say,
For his daddy.
For Roll the Bones, I had a guy. People have guys. Now everybody has Ticketmaster is
StubHub and whatever,
StubHub and everything else. But I had a guy back in the day. I sat in 92. I sat front row center on the floor.
Wow.
Front row center. To the point where during Spirit of Radio, Getty used to do this during right. For a while, he was just clapping his hands. Right. For a couple of tours, he was just clapping his hands.
Right.
I'm standing there. He's right in front of me, and I'm like this in his face. And he looked down at me, smiled, and started doing this. I'm like, yes, right. I got him to do it. Right.
That's awesome.
You know how much I paid for that ticket in
How much?
1992? $150.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
$150. I sat front row, fucking center
I
on the floor
remember
from a
I rem-
scalper. I had a guy from a scalper.
I remember when Scott Muni played Roll the Bones
Mhm.
on WNEW for the first time. Like the album had come out, and he was like, "All right, we got some new music from Rush. Here it is, Roll the Bones."
Yep.
And he dropped the needle on the record, or at that point it was the CD. So good stuff.
Drop the needle on the CD. Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Gotta love it. Just put them away.
Mhm.
All right. The only other thing I was going to say really quick, and we'll wrap up the show. The only other thing I was going to say is that you were talking about buying beers at a stadium, buying beers at a concert, whatever.
Right.
Doug Valecki.
Yes, I've seen his beer blog.
Yep. He's not even working for Revolution anymore.
That's correct.
He's just doing
his own thing.
Own thing now, right? He one of his newest blogs is that there's a lot of sporting teams too. Specifically, he was talking his latest one. He's talking about the San Jose Sharks.
Okay.
It used to be where the Giants, the official beer of the Giants is Coors Light, or the official beer of the Mets is, well, back in the day, Rheingold, right?
Right.
One whole beer. Now they've actually parsed it out. The official domestic beer, the official import beer, the official craft beer, right? So they've done that, and the San Jose Sharks are working with a local San Jose craft brewery. So I think that's amazing that that's actually happened.
That's awesome.
That's very, very.
It never happened here, but that's awesome.
Right, exactly. That's never.
Yeah. They want too much money. Right. Look at Magic Hat and the New Jersey Devils. That's look at Departed Souls does a beer for a Devils podcast, gets a cease and desist from the Devils. So
right, exactly.
Just trying to promote the team. Nope, can't do that. So
nope. Well, exactly. Can't do
it. I get it.
Anyway, all right. Well, on that note, though, Al, thanks for coming on. Thanks for sticking around longer than Dave. Appreciate it. And hold on one second. Let me put these up really quick. Brian Boak did say he's trying to get Rush tickets in a box. Brian, if you do, let us know the price. Al and I are interested in 4, depending on the price. Okay. If you can do it,
I'd be interested.
To 2 of us and 2 offspring.
Yes.
All right. So
I'd be interested for sure.
And actually, it's 5 because I've already been told that one other person who has the same name, who shares the same first name as you, wants to be included in any Rush ticket purchases.
Okay.
But we don't. That name shall remain on an alt side. On an alt side.
Right.
No.
Fair enough.
Nobody will know what that means. But anyway. Then he also said, third beer, Full Steam Coffee is
for closers.
For closers porter. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And he said
Glenn Ross.
Glengarry Glen Ross, yeah.
Put that coffee down.
Put that coffee down. And
Coffee's for closers only.
Closers only. And Brian said, first and only Rush concert was 80 or 81. Too long ago to remember. 80 or 81.
So
if it was 80, it would have been Permanent Waves. 81 would have been 80 would have been Permanent Waves.
Permanent Waves.
81 would have been Moving Pictures. Yep.
Yeah.
82 was my first. 82 was Signals. That was my first.
Yeah,
that was my first.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. So that's awesome. But that's fine. And I know a friend of mine actually his first was 78 was Hemispheres.
Oh,
and he saw him at the Palladium.
Yes, that concert you can get on YouTube.
Yep.
There's somebody that's been putting concerts on YouTube, and I subscribe to YouTube Plus because I use the player a lot to listen to music. And there's somebody that is putting concerts up of various bands. I have like a bunch of Rush stuff that's phenomenal, and a bunch of Judas Priest stuff from like early 80s at the Palladium, 84 in California, and some of them are garbage. The sound is garbage, but some of them, the sound is fantastic. Like the guy recorded it right off the board. Unbelievable.
I always remember one. I saw Hold Your Fire 3 times. I saw them on Monday at Meadowlands Arena.
Okay.
I saw them on Wednesday at Nassau Coliseum, and I saw them on Friday at MSG.
Yeah,
3
Friday
times.
was the one I went to at MSG.
Mhm.
We ate at Beefsteak Charlie's. I still have the stub.
So now I don't know if you
somewhere.
remember this. I don't know where you were sitting, but I was
Oh,
on
way
the
upper deck.
I was on the floor. Okay, I wasn't up front. I was probably like 12 rows back or something like that. But I was on
Right.
the floor, and some girl loved Geddy Lee, and she was up in
Oh.
the front, and she threw. It was either a teddy bear or roses. I think it was roses.
Mhm.
She threw while they were playing Subdivisions. She threw them at Geddy Lee.
Okay.
It hit him it hit him in it hit his base, and then it came down and hit the keyboard and triggered some syncopated sample, right? And he immediately shut it off. Like, so it was a quick
Right.
like fuck up or whatever, but
Yeah.
it was because she did it. She was right in front of us, and she just tossed them, and
Oh
they
my
went
God.
flying, hit him, and came down. That was
That's
but,
great.
But
That's great.
the Sunday,
I don't remember that, but that's great.
the Monday concert, they were supposed to play Sunday, and Saturday night was supposed to be Frank Sinatra, Liza Minnelli, and Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh, wow.
And the band for the three of them forgot their sheet music. They didn't have it with them.
God.
So they literally had to postpone the concert from Saturday to Sunday, moving Rush from Sunday to Monday. So on Monday, when we were there,
Right.
they come out, they play 3 songs, and then Geddy starts talking to everybody. And he says, he's talking, blah, blah, blah. He says whatever he says. And he says, all right, we have about 3.5 hours of music to get to, and we're going to get right to it now because we don't need any sheet music.
That's great.
That was awesome.
That's great.
Loved it.
That's cool. That's cool.
So anyway.
Nice.
So all right. So that's the show. Brian, again, make sure, let us know if you do wind up in a box, because we will definitely partake in that, depending, of course, on what the prices are. But we'll bring the beer. There you go. You can brew some beer too, and we'll definitely partake in that. But we'll bring some other beer too. So
right.
Anyway, on that note, Al, thank you for jumping on with us tonight.
Thank you.
And I say us in spirit of Dave,
No,
who's probably sleeping already at this point because he's under the weather.
Better.
I hope he feels better as well.
Yep.
But we look forward to your next show, which is which will be Tuesday, December 30th.
I'm ready.
And that's going to be a fun show as well.
Yep,
so
that it will.
On that, stick around for 1 second. I want to talk to you. We'll wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching, and for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerroom.com. That's LAGRROM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast on our audio host, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Pandora, Music, Amazon Music Podcast, iTunes Music, YouTube Music, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Castbox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you will find the Lager Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Al, once again, thanks for coming on with us.
You're welcome.
Always a pleasure when you come on with us. It's always an informative, amazing show. Stick around. I'll talk to you for a second. But on that note, guys, take care, and we'll talk to you next week, folks. Cheers.
Cheers.